So I think there's reasonable evidence that things are not as close as we think they are. I think another good point of evidence to this is the fact that, and this is kind of a vibes thing, look around you, dude. There are less Trump signs than there were before, and there are way more Kamala Harris signs.
Bitch, where?
Democrat enthusiasm to vote is as high as it's ever been since 2008. Trump enthusiasm has waned down. We have seen failure after failure from Republican public officials and pundits, them falling off, them getting less attention. Additionally, just at the rallies, Trump consistently cannot fill a f***ing rally.
Are you sure about that?
Now is the time for me to rise to my feet. Wipe your spit from my face, wipe these tears from my eyes. Now is the time for me to rise to my feet. Wipe your spit from my face, wipe these tears from my eyes. I've got to take my life back, one chance to make it right. I'm gonna have my voice be heard and bring meaning to this life. Cause I'm trusted for nothing. I've been led astray. I've been tried and tested, but I won't accept defeat. Now I've done things I regret, and it's time to reverse the roles. Now I just wanna make good on all the promises I have made. I will be. I will be. I will be heard. I will be. I will be heard. Now is the time for me to rise to my feet. Wipe your spit from my face with these tears.
He can't fill a rally. Kamala Harris is surging in these rallies. Also keep in mind that in 2022, Democrats significantly outperformed polling expectations. The behavior of Republicans makes me think they're scared. I think there is a decent chance that Kamala sweeps.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
But wait, there's more.
So she can't lose? Yes! Kamala Harris can't lose, and I stake my reputation on this.
How'd it go out there?
He beat me, fair and square. He agreed to all my terms, didn't need any tricks, nobody jumping in, overpowered me. Simply a stronger man. He kicked out the back of my legs and I hit my head on the mat pretty hard. Let's just go ahead and say that guy's better than me. Great, I don't have to fight him anymore.
Hey, what's up? Hopefully I tricked you into staying here long enough to listen to me run my mouth and talk shit. But yeah, we're going to check out Vaush today, and we're going to see how stupid he is. You already saw all the dumb things he said before the election day festivity started. And we're going to take a look. There's a dude called the Grifter. He has around 50,000 subscribers. We're going to take a look at his video where he kind of has some election day live stream stuff from Vaush. And then, his reaction after, he realizes that everything he said was completely wrong. But yeah, Vaush is, of course, you should know who he is. He's absolute dog shit. Everything he does is dog shit, just like everyone else on the left that's online. That's why I'm doing this. So I need you guys to go ahead and do the things. I need you to press the buttons and do the things that I need you to do. I'm not going to say them out loud anymore. You know exactly what I'm saying. I need you to press buttons, do the things. I have 60 subscribers or whatever it is. I have double-digit subscribers. Help me out. I'm making culture. I'm trying to do the thing. Just help me. I'll make memes. I'll keep making memes if that's what you want me to do. If you want me to keep being ridiculous, I will. But I do also need to talk shit and educate everyone because I'm an educator, and that's what this channel is. And that's what you should know that. Tell everyone that this is an educational thing. Okay, let's see.
There's something most scrumptious brewing in Pennsylvania. Is that the delicious wafting scent of a fresh blueberry pie?
Absolutely fucking not.
every indicator we have, like literally everything we have, strongly suggests that Dem energy is high and Republican energy is at most as high as it was in 2020.
You know, if you're so smart, college educated, boss, and you do this for a living, at what point in the night did you realize that every indicator was not going towards a Kamala sweep? Because I'll take a look at these two counties in Pennsylvania. As a Pennsylvania voter, I would take a look at the county that houses Joe Biden's home, where he was a little itty bitty baby, and then he immediately moved away and went to Washington to never work ever again, and just be a political insider for his entire life. But Scranton in Lackawanna County, okay, and in Bucks County, which is a county that flips back and forth in Pennsylvania quite a bit. Now, at what point in the night did you realize that these indicators weren't what you just got done saying? Because if you look, let's take a look at 2020. Biden carried Lackawanna by 8.4 points, 8.4 percentage points. Okay. In Bucks County, which is a flip county, he won Bucks County by 4.4 percentage points. I don't want to talk about mail in votes. I don't want to talk about their ground game, which will, I mean cheating. When I say ground game for the Democrats, I mean cheating. So Bucks County, 4.4 points. Lackawanna, 8.4 points in Lackawanna. At what point in the night, Vaush, were you paying attention and using that big brain to realize that Kamala Harris was only going to win Lackawanna, Joe Biden's hometown, by 3 points? At what point in the night did you realize that Bucks County was flipping to Donald Trump for 0.3 percentage points? At what point did you realize that? So those counties carried heavy for Biden last time, and now this time were some pretty serious indicators. At what point in the night were you looking at those counties? You do this for a living. You're a super smart, college educated, political analyst, commentator online that talks like this and makes you feel like he's really listening. He's really intelligent. He really is calculated with every thought that he has because he speaks like this. At what point did you realize that that wasn't quite the indicators that you just got done saying? What time? Tell me.
And I really do think this is meaningful. Democrat leadership have not been panicking at all in the past 2 months. Republican leadership have been fucking insane. They've been losing their mind. They've been chasing every trend, screeching from the rooftop, desperately grasping at straws. Every current event they try to jump on, they won't shut the fuck up. They've been acting desperate.
Oh, really? That sucks.
I think the most positive possible map we could ever get, this would be the insane edge case, would be solid blue wins in North Carolina and Georgia, a Pennsylvania landslide, a 6 or 7 point in Pennsylvania, just some wild shit like that. Do you think it'll be called tonight? Some states might be called. Well, okay, some states will be called. They're probably going to call, I don't know, Arkansas pretty early. The election will not be called. Well, okay, actually, in this scenario, if the map looks like what I'm drawing up here, it might be called tonight, but I don't think that's going to happen. That would be that would be a blowout that would be for the history books. That's all I can say.
Kind of funny how his predictions ended up being almost 100% wrong.
Almost. I mean, I get him saying almost just because it isn't like he guessed exactly the electoral votes that the candidates would get. So I guess technically he wasn't 100% wrong. But if you've been listening, you really can't be too much more wrong than this. I mean, Vaush said so many wrong things. I'm having trouble tracking all of them, to be honest with you. And I'm not a write down script kind of guy. So I'm not going to write it down. We're just going to catch every little moment of wrongness and enjoy it. Just savor this. Just savor. How do these people amass these followings? I just assume I was busy at work for the last, 30 years, 20, 25 years. I didn't have time to really think about making videos online or learning how to edit or anything like that. But oh, we here now. I'm here now. These follow what? Why do people listen to these guys? Just because they hate them? I don't know. I don't get it.
Have you considered flipping a coin then going to bed? I don't think it's going to be a coin flip. I think, okay, maybe I think it's a coin flip between a slow, agonizing grind out of a race, which could go either way, or a Kamala blowout. So I still think it's a coin flip. It's 50% chance that it goes the blowout, 50% chance that we get the original anticipated slow grinding, miserable, agonizing election result, which might go either way. I think we are going to see an unprecedented wave of third-party independent voters going for Kamala.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
I really do. Kamala is not as much the entrenched establishment politician as Joe Biden is, not even close. And there are a lot of people, there's two angles from this, right? There are people who have fallen out with the MAGA cult. There are young people who aren't Democrats ideologically, but understand that she's preferable to Donald Trump, but they're still mad about Gaza, which, you know, good. It's good to be mad about that, you know? There are a bunch of different directions you can take this, but I really do think independents are going to break hard for Kamala. I just don't know what you have to be to not consider yourself a Republican but to vote for Trump. You're insane. You're mentally ill. You're an insane person.
And see, Vaush, yeah, considering you're speaking directly to me at this point, okay? With that last comment, you're talking directly to me. I am a non-affiliated voter. I registered to vote when I was 18 years old and started voting as soon as I turned 18. I'm in my 40s, and I've pretty much voted in every presidential election. Now, when I registered to vote when I was 18, I didn't know enough about it. My parents leaned conservative. They leaned right, but it wasn't really something that was forced down my throat as a kid. We didn't really talk politics until I was an adult. I just kind of got the vibe from them of what they felt, what their values were, and lived my life. Now, I voted for Trump in 2016. I never liked Trump. Vosh, I don't like Trump. I did not like Trump previously because I didn't like his personality because I'm a working class regular guy and I didn't understand this rich elite guy that's so braggadocious and just so ridiculous and so just I'm Trump, big Trump, just gold everything. It's just that's ridiculous. I don't relate to that. So I didn't really like him. I didn't hate him, but I was just like, who, Trump? I don't care about fucking Trump. I don't care. I didn't care. And I just thought, "Oh my god, they don't want me to vote for him. I'm a middle class regular American, which means I don't like the government. That's just a natural thing for us. I'm a natural skeptic. I'm an American citizen. I am a natural skeptic. My cynicism knows no bounds, you know, and it's just ultimately, what I'm getting at is I'm not insane, Vosh. I voted for him in 2016 because I thought, oh, what does the government want? Let me give you the opposite. You want a businessman to come in there and shake things up with all you politicians in suits that just lie all day long and pretend that you're fixing things when you're just stuffing your pockets. I want to see what happens when he gets in there. This is going to be hilarious. And I don't care if he kills us all. I don't care. Let's do it. Let's do it. Doesn't matter. That's what I thought. And then when I voted for him in 2020, Vosh, there was more purpose behind it. It was like I like the way that he governed, and I don't like the way they talk about him. You know, I don't think he's that bad. I started to see him as a father and a grandfather. I learned more about his family. His family came to the forefront, and I went, "Wow, his family's kind of nice. Wow, none of them are drug addicts. None of them are pieces of shit. None of them have like controversies. Yeah, they might. I don't know if they cheat on their wives. Dude, I don't care about that stuff. That's your private business. I shouldn't even know about that stuff." But, like, you're not, like, in general, you're not really pieces of shit. Like, you're like, they're all, like, normal, nice-looking people, you know, not overly attractive like models or anything. Ivanka's nice looking, but, you know, it's just they're all just, like, regular people, and I'm just like, they all have real nice families and nice children, and they seem to have, like, these conservative values that it seems like maybe I have. And then the way that they attacked him and his family and just everything in 2020, I was just like, "You know what? I'm voting for him again because the way you're attacking him tells me he's doing stuff that you don't like, which means I like him." So and the way he governed, allowed me to vote for him with confidence to go, he won't kill us all. He's not going to hurt us. He's going to try to help us. He has everything in the world. The man doesn't even take a paycheck from being president. I believe he takes $1 from each one of them. I mean, it's just like, I mean, that could just be a rumor. I never looked into that because I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's just, the point is, the point is I voted for purpose in 2020. I'm not a crazy person, Vaush. I'm not crazy. I am an unaffiliated party voter. I did, however, offer my services to poll watch for the GOP this time because your side cheats too much. So I had to offer my services to poll watch to make sure that our elections are free and fair. But I never joined the Republicans. I'm not a Republican now. If I can look it up right now and show you. I don't want to show any of my details, but I can show you. I'm an unaffiliated party voter. My wife is also unaffiliated. We are not Republicans. We are independents. We are the people in the middle. We're the working class. You lost us. I don't know how much more clear we need to be. We are the middle. You lost us. You lost us. The country. This referendum that the voters put on the Democrat Party this election. This was not. I don't know how to say this. That I keep hearing on the news, I keep hearing from your side, wow, the country really moved to the right. No, we didn't. You moved to the left. And we've been telling you for 8 years now. We've been telling you for longer than that. But just for your little tiny brain, I just want to tell you for the last 8 years, we've been telling you. Ultimately, in 2024, we voted for him because the way he governed originally, the way that they attacked him, the way they cheated him out of his second term, because just I don't even want to get into it. Okay, where'd those votes go? Shut up. But then you try killing him. Your rhetoric, calling him Hitler, saying he's the worst man to ever live, and he's going to kill us all, put people in internment camps. He's going to take away your rights. Trying to trick my 18-year-old daughter into thinking that like abortion's important or something. It's just like, instead of all the illegals, and then you pretend that it's like cruel for us to send them back, but it was cruel for you to send them into the teeth of the cartels, and then you send them to the worst cities in the country. My goodness, just we're not crazy though. I tell you that we're not crazy. We listened and we paid attention, and clearly you didn't. So, what's that tell you?
Also think that it's worth noting that I think that a small but meaningful percentage of registered Republicans are going to be voting for Kamala, but the other way around is not the case. I do not think there are many people who were registered Democrats who have broken for Trump, but I do think, I mean, we've seen a lot of this discourse with the women like secretly voting. Yeah, the Haley voters, the women who are voting for their daughters, that kind of thing. We'll see.
God damn, dude. Like, I'm gonna try my best to get through this. And he just can't stop saying dumb shit. He can't stop saying everything that's wrong and the opposite of everything that's true in the world. It's just like, it's just wild. I'm never gonna get through this video. I just, how can you, women that are voting for their daughters, for their daughter's sake, or voters in general, what is this thing? What are all these people that don't have kids that are telling us we have to vote for our daughter's rights? Let me tell you something. If you think men are out there voting for Kamala Harris so their daughters can abort their potential grandchildren and grandbabies, you are dumb. You are something special. You are so detached from reality. You have no family, you don't have kids. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea. Why would I ever vote in a manner that would give my daughter more opportunity to destroy my potential grandchildren? Why would I do that? Yeah, I want her to have rights to her body, my choice. Except when it comes to COVID, whenever the Democrats, want to force everything on you, then it's, my body, their choice. Whenever it comes to that, then I can't get on a plane, I can't go into government buildings, I can't do anything unless I follow the rules, and then I'm part of the other because I didn't listen to them, But I digress. Why would parents with children want their potential grandchildren destroyed? Just make it make sense. Make me understand. And then you're gonna talk about, well, then other things happen, and then people die, and then because they can't, because of certain laws, and oh my, are you talking about like 0.004% of times that it happens? Is that what? Is that what? I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through it. I promise.
Dude, we might break like 5 points in Pennsylvania.
I make it. I'm not gonna be able to make it. This no. I know a lot of you are Americans, and it's not gonna make sense to you. But I need to. Well, I'm gonna smash his computer. Nope. I can't. I can't even get through 2 seconds. I can't. I can't.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Static kisses, we get kicked. It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life.
I'm a Nevada believer right now. I'm absolutely a Nevada believer. Look at this. So far in the turnout, Republicans are the lowest repped group. Democrats are marginally ahead. Other unaffiliated is growing, and I think they're going to break Democrat. I think it's going to be a Blowout. I remember when you thought Nevada was going red for a while. I'm out. That is, I mean, I do. That is true. I'm not like you know, like an evangelist.
No. You're not an evangelist. You're just so wrong that currently, right now, we are witnessing you being wrong about being wrong. That is some wrongception right there, brother. I don't know what, bro. How you gonna be wrong about being wrong? That's a whole nother level of being wrong. You're wrong about being wrong, which was wrong. It's just wrong. This is, man, we need to get to the other side to where he starts to see. So this video is not 6 hours long. Hopefully, I tricked you all enough to be here this long, and I'm sliding in enough. I'm being enough of a cheeky little bugger to little rascal. Hopefully, I'm being a little rascal enough that you stuck around enough to absorb this, or just enjoy what you want to enjoy, and let me know in the comments. Let me know, subscribe, and I'll make whatever you want. I'll make whatever you guys want. We be a little meme lord. I'll be a little meme lord. Be a little shit poster. Whatever, dude. I'll do whatever you guys want.
Trust me, that excitement and energy doesn't last much longer. As soon as the numbers start coming in that it's not gonna be this blowout prediction that he expected, the excitement quickly bleeds from his body and gets replaced with utter hopium and rage at his chat.
Again, in what world is Trump getting a massive bump up? The most you could say is depreciating enthusiasm for Dems, which I don't think is the case. And then if you go to 2020, give me the damn article. There we go. Biden went from 66 million to 81. Donald Trump went from 63 million to 75. Energy was higher for Biden relative to 2016 than it was for Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton depreciated the votes. But again, I need to ask you, like really think about it. Can you conceive a voting environment in which people are more enthusiastic to vote for Kamala Harris than for Joe Biden after Roe v. Wade was revoked? For me, easily, yes, absolutely. Easily, and so high energy with the replacement leading up to the DNC. Roe v. Wade, Kamala Harris is be the first female president. Much better choice than Hillary Clinton for a lot of reasons. Like a massive potential increase in enthusiasm, which, by the way, is reflected. We took a look at the data. Dem enthusiasm hasn't been this high since 2008.
Okay, fine. He keeps bringing up enthusiasm, and I'm sure once we get to the other side of this and he realizes what's happened and all the numbers start being finalized, he's gonna turn pretty quick here. But when you start with bad math, your equation is gonna be broken the whole way through. So you're judging your enthusiasm for this election, and you're it's a little bit of hope for you to try to compare 2020 numbers and previous past elections with 2020. 2020 was an outlier where all the rules were changed and broken. You had so much, quote, ground game from the Democrats, which is clearly not on the up and up, and it wasn't a free and fair election. And you won't admit that because you need to make us feel like you need to pretend that we're crazy and we're mad and we're coping and seething in 2020 and we're still mad and we won't let it go because we lost so bad and we won't let it go. No, you cheated. And your data you're using to say the enthusiasm's up, and then when you look at 2020 numbers and you look at this, you were thinking you were getting like 85 million votes. That's what you were thinking. You were thinking you were gonna eclipse 80 million again. That's what you thought. And it's very obvious. I don't know how you feel about the election. I don't know if you're one of the honest ones, Vaush, that say, "Oh, well, maybe there wasn't some stuff. Maybe there was some stuff that, but a lot of it's legal and we just worked really hard and we outworked you." And you know what? That's fair. That's fair. But, that's fair is fair. If we work the same ground game that you guys work, don't get mad. Don't try to put us in jail, we'll see. But just take a look at the numbers. I mean, you look at the popularity in 2008 from Barack Obama. I'll pull them up on the screen and show you all of them. The total number of votes from 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. The year that our hair is on fire and we're screaming, "Look at this, look at this, look at this." You say, "What? There's nothing to see. What's the problem?" And then now your data is wrong in your analysis of enthusiasm and the number of votes you're gonna get because you're including 2020 as, a possibility. You probably didn't think 80 million because it's Kamala Harris. I'd have to search through your videos to see what if you had a prediction for how many votes you'd get. But something tells me you were hoping for another 70 plus. You were hoping for 70, 75 million at least, I bet. And if your enthusiasm is higher, as high as it was with Barack Obama, look at the vote counts between Barack Obama and Kamala Harris. And then it just, I don't know. You're gonna keep denying 2020 as something being wrong there. But I'll leave it at that. We need to get to the other side of this to where he starts to die inside.
What I'm saying is we need to wait on Georgia. We need to let it cook for a little bit, okay? We need to sizzle it up. We need to let it roast and toast. I say let it simmer. Set it aside for now. Okay? Okay. Is there a chance for a decisive victory? At this point, there's a chance, but it would be very much like a, wow, I can't believe at the very end here things worked out so well. I was away for a few hours. Has something happened in that time to dampen spirits? Well, chat is creating an echo chamber for themselves and dampening their own spirits. So, maybe. This is worrisome, though. Initial CNN exit poll, Harris currently carrying Latino voters by narrower margin than Biden. Biden won about 65% of support among Latino voters. Exit poll currently finds Trump taking about 54% of Latino men? Oh my God. I wonder if it literally is just sexism.
Absolutely fucking not.
I'm genuinely confused why we have an electoral college and don't just leave it up to the popular vote. Because if we had, because if our elections were determined by popular vote, Republicans wouldn't win.
All right, that was pretty funny. Now we're on the other side. Now we're coming down the other side of the hill. I promise. I'll try to go quick. Now they don't know that they're going to lose the popular vote yet. So the cope is starting to get strong. He coped about Georgia. Just set it aside. Did you see the the self-soothing he had to do with saying okay so many times? We got to let it cook. We got to let it simmer. Let's just put it on the side. We'll let it cook. Okay? Okay? Okay. Okay. It's like, oh, you need to sit down. You're gonna be okay. And then the cope with well, if it was, they would never win if we went by popular vote. This is they're so ridiculous. And by the way, and then he's getting ready to tell you now. By the way, the electoral college is so dumb. They only did it for logistical reasons. On horseback with all the different colonies being so far apart, you couldn't trust sending paper ballots and paper votes everywhere. You couldn't do that, which is true, sure. But to pretend that the founding fathers did not, and when I say founding fathers, it makes me laugh because them dudes were like 18 to 23 years old. They were freaking kids, man. Our founding fathers were kids. They were like 20-year-olds that won a war and said, "Nah, we're not giving you no more money. We don't even know who you are. You're on the other side of an ocean. Get out of here. We're not giving you no more. Don't come back. You come back again, we'll whoop your tail again. You better never come across that ocean again." Like, them dudes were like 19 years old. And then they wrote the Constitution and created all the counterbalances that our government still thrives on today. Um, they told us not to have political parties. They told us that it's public service and it should be basically free. You're not supposed to be getting paid. You're not supposed to be rich and not working another job. These dudes worked their regular job and just on the side, that was a politician. They would care about the community and do stuff. That's what politicians used to be. Anyway, he just wants to. Let me stop ranting here, but he's about to give you a real dumb take on the Electoral College so he can, you know, destabilize what the Electoral College does so he can try so the Democrats can try to get rid of it. Because it is true, because of California and the population centers that they have, if it was the popular vote, the Republicans would be in trouble. But at the time that he's saying that, he obviously assumes that Kamala Harris, no matter what happens, she's still gonna win the popular vote, and that's not the case. She has got it down to around 3 million here, a week later. It's down to 3 million with, like, 84 to 86% reporting right now. So, who knows? Maybe she can get it close. Who knows? Maybe she can pull it off or something. I don't know, because 'Cause they're still gonna fight this. This is nowhere close to being over. Raskin's gonna pull the 14th Amendment. They're gonna object, but losing the popular vote is a huge blow to their arguments in Congress on why Kamala Harris should be president. Not being, the Republicans are gonna be able to every single time they bring up a point, and believe me, there's gonna be debates, and every time they bring it up, I promise you, they're going to if they won the popular vote, the Republicans are gonna use it. They're gonna use it as a sword for sure. We won the popular vote. It's a mandate. Trump is the president. You're not gonna wiggle out of this at this point. So the popular vote was actually really big and goes into too big to rig. It was really a big deal. So now let's hear him talk about how the Electoral College is dumb. It's only for logistics. It has nothing to do with territory. It's a territorial thing. We own the citizens of Pennsylvania that vote for the president own the Pennsylvania land. So whenever we cast our vote for it, we're casting a vote for our territory for who we want to be president on a federal level at the high level. So it doesn't make sense, and it goes by popular vote in our state. That's what they don't understand. The Electoral College is still the popular vote. It's the popular vote per state because we're governed by different laws and different rules. Why would I vote? Why would someone in Ohio have anything to do with me voting in Pennsylvania? They have different sets of rules, different, even from borough to borough, there's different rules. Whether what kind of gas stations you can have, they got rules. There's rules on top of rules in this country. And, all that freedom we got, we were free to make a whole bunch of rules for ourselves, that's for damn sure. But, yeah, here, let's hear what you guys have to say, and let me see if I can button this up, before you guys start falling asleep.
Genuinely why is it set up like that, like to begin with? Because back in the ye olden days, America is a very big place, and when this country first started out, when you think about stuff like homesteading or the Louisiana Purchase, it wasn't really feasible to reliably count and then deliver all the ballots for something like a presidential election. Keep in mind that we were one of the first countries to even have a vote for something like that. So if you can imagine the logistical difficulties of having all these votes counted across thousands of miles of territory and then assembled for, like a single election, basically impossible. So instead, you consolidate the votes in each state, and the states send electors. It was designed. It was purely a product of the logistical difficulty of managing elections 250 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely not. He's wrong again, like everything else he's wrong about. Dude is wrong about what he's wrong about. It's actually quite wild. No, it was territorial because each colony was its own colony. They had their own little individual rules as well inside the colonies, the same way we have it now with certain laws. If there's some sort of nature issue or some sort of thing where they need to create a law that might not be applicable in another colony and those types of things. So they have different views and had different opinions. I just It's the same thing back then as it is now. It's territorial, dude. It's not they didn't just okay, so the founding fathers were absolute geniuses with all of the counterbalances that they wrote into, how our government is structured with the different branches and how they all counterbalance each other. They were absolutely idiots. And then when they got to the Electoral College, they were just lazy and were just like, you know what? It's hard to get all the votes in one place. Let's just all vote like per state and do that. Does that make sense, guys? We're not real good at like figuring stuff out and planning things. So it's like unfuckable. They created unfuck up. They created things that are unfuckable. You know, it's just an unfuckupable kind of fucking situation. And it just but with electoral college, they were just like, nah, it's hard. So let's just absolutely not, dude. You're wrong. You're just wrong.
There's no modern day explanation for it. Any explanation for it today, anybody saying like, oh, it helps the smaller states get represented. No, that's just Republican horseshit. It has nothing to do with it. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. They only like it. They post hoc justify it because it favors them, because the Electoral College disproportionately favors smaller states in the way that it's allocated, the mathematics of it.
Okay, then, dude. I mean, if you can assert that without evidence, then I'll just dismiss it without evidence. Then, if you're just gonna say, well, anyone that makes an argument for it and says that it helps represent smaller states as well, just like a big state would, I mean, that's just Republican horseshit. It's just bullshit. How? In what way? How does it not help those smaller states that are smaller territories be represented like a big state? How? What is your evidence to support your claim that this is only territorial and the only reason that they did it back then was for logistics and it should be changed now because it doesn't do anything to help anyone be represented any better or worse. It's stupid and dumb. That's what I mean, you didn't even give a point. All you said was it's just what Republicans say and it's dumb. You didn't say anything about why it's stupid. If you change it to the popular vote, you know, it's one of those things like with all the ground game that you guys play, if you switched it to the popular vote, the all they would have to do, it doesn't matter where they cheat at. It won't matter anyone that cheats. I don't want to say just your party cheats. Whoever's cheating, it could you could just cheat all the votes in California and just go, oh, it doesn't matter because popular vote doesn't matter. At least with the Electoral College, I will posit this. I will say the Electoral College stymies cheating in a way that you would have to cheat in so many different territories. You would have to maybe, assemble the greatest voter fraud organization in the history of the world. You'd have to do maybe something like that to win the Electoral College while cheating. Because it's very hard to do that with the Electoral College because you'd have to cheat in so many different territories and so many different swing states to try to take it. With the popular vote, without the protection of the Electoral College, if you just cheat in one place, in one state where if all you need is one state that's totally corrupt and is willing to allow all of the ground game that you guys run, or create their own rules or make their own laws with their commonwealth, that they allow mail-in, they allow vote by text, all it has to do is for them to change a law like that, and all of a sudden, their state all of a sudden has 300% voting compared to what they used to have, and then now, the popular vote goes one way every single time. It just those are the counterbalances. That was the point of it. It wasn't just logistics. Logistics played a part, sure, but it's all the other stuff. It's that they know everyone cheats. They know that, and you gave no point whatsoever. You just said that's just Republican talking points and bullshit because they always lose. And at the time, you didn't know that you were about to lose. So I find it ironic. You're such a smart, expert, college educated guy that speaks like this, so everyone takes you so serious. But really, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Awkward. If only he knew at the time, not only would Republicans sweep the Electoral College, they would decisively win the popular vote as well. Something he thought would actually be impossible for the Republicans to do. Yet, if he was paying attention to data not just from his own side, he would have seen that this was a distinct possibility. He truly thought that wasn't a possible outcome. The left loves to talk about abolishing the Electoral College. Well, I bet a lot of them are starting to second think that narrative, especially now that Trump has won the popular vote as well. And he didn't just barely win it, he won it by quite a decent margin.
I just wanted to give a little bit of airtime to the guy's video that I'm using for this. His name is The Grifter. I'm using portions of his video for this. I just wanted his voice to get in there and not just, take some of his edits. But yeah, his channel will be in the description. Anything else, of course, I always like to remind you guys, all sources, links in the description. His channel link will be there. He has around 50,000 subscribers. You know, I don't love his content. I appreciate him building culture and making it the same thing I'm trying to do. You know, I feel like he's maybe reading from a script a little bit. Maybe he's not as confident to just rant and run his mouth a little bit, but you know, I don't really care. So I just do whatever. Maybe you guys want me to read from a script and not be just free and just be like we're bullshitting talking to each other, but I kind of like that. But you know, to each their own. Maybe he likes that. Maybe he needs that. I don't know. But either way, his points still land. They're good. The only thing I'll disagree with him here is with them wanting to second guess that with the electoral college. They're still going to try to get rid of it, dude. It's just this time that it just didn't work out for them. But I promise you that electoral college, the filibuster, the electoral college, packing the court, those agendas have not changed for the Democrats. All right, back in it. We got to end this video, bro. I'm sorry.
One question, should we be scared? No bullshit. English is not my first language, so I am not. Get the sarcasm, please.
I'm a political analyst. I'm telling you right now, the numbers are there. She's taking this election.
The election is not going as well for us as I had hoped, but our loss hasn't been guaranteed. I think it's still very, very close. Continue to see data trickle in from the Sunbelt states. We have known all along that our clearest path to 270 lies through the blue wall states, and we feel good about what we're seeing. Well, that's nice. We don't have election day results from Philadelphia, but we do know we're overperforming turnout expectations there. That's nice, yeah. In Wisconsin, we know there are a significant amount of votes remaining in Dane and Milwaukee. Oh, what, you're hopiuming now just because it's being said by the campaign and not me? If anything, I'm more trustworthy than them because they would never admit they have a good shot at losing. What campaign would do that? I'm speaking impartially from the side, and you're like, oh, now that the Harris staffer is saying it. The people who sent Bill Clinton over to Michigan to explain to Muslims how they're stupid for not supporting Israel. These are the fucking people you're trying. Oh, no, okay, sure. No, that's fine. That's fine. But that's not impossible at all. This isn't impossible at all. Like, in order to make this, Kamala Harris would just need to go 56-44. There's no way, dude. Come on. No, you come on. Worm. 56-44 when the majority of votes left to be counted are in Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs? Your brain is poisoned.
Poisoned? You're not allowed to say poison. You're not allowed to say poisoned. And Hitler said poisoned. Hitler used the word poison once. How dare you? Disgusting. Disgusting!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and we are off the rocker. Here we go. Wow. He was excited. So we're at the same point. If you watch my last video, go check out the last video. It was on Destiny's election live stream. Okay, and we're at the same point where Destiny was stuck saying she needs 56% of the vote that's left. So I'm gonna guess that there's probably somewhere around 1.4 million votes. No, wait, that was just Pennsylvania, huh? No, so different timeline. Doesn't matter. Same point. Still true. She needed 56% of the vote that was left. I was thinking about the Pennsylvania numbers. Forget the numbers. Just, she needed around 60% of the vote that was left at some point in the night. So it's around the same point as Destiny was at when he starts to crack a little bit. So that's just find that kind of funny. But yeah, let's finish this. I gotta finish this. Let's see how bad it gets. I don't really have anything to add. I'm just enjoying it. I hope you enjoy it too.
It is genuinely wild that Harris seems to be underperforming Biden literally everywhere. That's just not consistent with any of the information we had running into this. It doesn't, in terms of like voter approval, it doesn't track. It does feel like it's sexism. It does, but I don't know.
I'm going to try to throw him a bone here and say he's saying that because all the data, the polls, everything inside of his echo chamber doesn't equal these results. So, but then again, I can't throw him a bone because it's just that excuse. It's okay. A black person didn't win the biggest trophy. It's racism. The woman didn't get the biggest prize out of everyone. It's sexism. It's the gay guy finished last. Well, the race itself is homophobic. you lost an election and your candidate was female. So it's sexism, it's misogyny, it's, oh, she was like kind of black, maybe a little bit. So it's racism, probably, maybe, but you don't know. But like, if you don't know, why are you throwing ridiculous, horrifying accusations at half the voter base, more than half the voter base, but you don't know? I'm an expert at this, and I have millions and millions of subscribers, and I go on news stations sometimes, and I talk, and I'm an expert, but I don't know. It could be this horrifying accusation against a bunch of people I've never met and don't know anything about, and I'm using data that is totally skewed and wrong because of 2020. So, uh, it's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
People were pretty sick of Trump in 2020. Do you really think that's it? I mean, that might be a huge part of it. It might genuinely be that American voters are really retarded and they just don't remember. After 4 years of Trump, people were like, wow, this guy's a dangerous idiot. And then you have 4 years of nothing much happening.
Vaush, the reason you're so wrong is because you started with faulty math to begin your equation. Did you just hear what you just said? People voted Trump out because, man, he's so dangerous. We got to get rid of him. And they forgot about that. The American voters are so dumb, they forgot about how dangerous he was. In what way was he dangerous? What did he do that was dangerous? Did he get like 13 service members killed in Afghanistan in the most ridiculous that's not a word, unmilitarily way to remove yourself from a battleground? How dare you say that he's dangerous while Biden was just in office and nothing happened? So no one let 20 million illegals into the country, and then you bust them into the interior to actual swing states in little towns and swing states all over the country. The inflation didn't go from like 1.2%, 1.4% for Trump. This isn't an inflation video, so don't quote me on that. I'd have to look it back up. I haven't looked at that for a couple months now. But when Biden took office, the inflation was at like 1.4%. And then they passed the American Recovery Plan or whatever the hell it was called. And then inflation at the beginning, I believe it was the beginning of 2022, first or second quarter of 2022, inflation hit an all-time high of somewhere around, it was like a 12 or 13%. Nothing much happened. What do you mean nothing much happened? Well, maybe inside your echo chamber, nothing much happened, but we watched, 10 to 20 million illegal aliens come into our country, and then not only just come into the country and be detained, but come into the country and released into the interior, into Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Florida. You sent them to the sanctuary cities in the swing states all over the country. The economy absolutely dove into the dirt. Eggs are $6 at my store. You know, inflation went through the roof, prices went through the roof. You're talking about 20 to 40% higher for prices on everyday goods and everyday, like buying a car, everything. Buying a house was up 40%, 36%. Dude, what are you? Interest rates were ridiculous. Nothing much happened. What do you mean nothing much happened? What? And then, like, I wanna talk about the indicators for these experts that they should have been looking at. Now, you know what? I'll just do it. I'm gonna do my own video for it, but I'll make it quick. All they had to do, I know I have the final result, so it's easy for me to say, but you should have been watching these counties whenever it was live. In Pennsylvania, there's a swing county that always goes back and forth. Bucks County, it's right next to Philadelphia, and Chester County is right next to them. Lackawanna County, you should have been checking Lackawanna County, where Joe Biden's hometown's at, in Scranton in Pennsylvania. And then the third county I was really looking at was Springfield, Ohio, Clark County in Ohio. I wanted to see if Trump was talking to those voters or whenever he said they were eating dogs and cats, or what the actual people thought, because I saw real people at city council meetings talking about their pets being missing. And I heard 911 calls, and I saw all types of stuff that seemed like that was legitimate. And the media tried destroying it, and then they made fun of Trump for talking about it. And then you guys say Trump never talked, Trump didn't, he doesn't really relate to the people. You can't relate to Trump. Dude, he heard your city council meetings and brought it up at a presidential debate. And then you could have kept an eye on that county to see which way it goes. You would think if he was lying about the immigrants, you would think the vote, maybe they would vote strangely or differently there, right? Clark County is normally a red county. It does normally go Republican. We'll see. Let's check it out. Okay, I'll try to be as quick as I can. Let's check out Clark County. Clark County is where Springfield, Ohio is, where Trump had the famous line in debate. They're eating the dogs and cats. Okay, and like I said, I saw city council meetings people talking about. I heard 911 calls. It is what it is. Obviously, the citizens there were complaining about something, and it had a ton of migrants. I believe this isn't about immigration and stuff, and it's not about that. But what they do, they dumped like a third of the population is Haitian now. It's just like, what are they doing? But as you can see here, so I went all the way back to 2012 to give you a good, even against Barry, even against Barry won, lost Clark County by 2 points. Okay, so it was close. Obama almost beat Romney for Springfield, Ohio, Clark County. Okay, so I'm just giving you an example. They're up. The Republican won by 2 points. Okay, that was in 2012. Then in 2016, where's 2016 at? Am I not set up to do this? God damn it. No, I am. There's 2016. Here's Clark County. Trump won. You see how popular Obama was? He only lost by 2 points in Clark County. Look, Trump took Clinton in Clark County by 19 points. I don't care about the decimals. It just, let's say 19 points. So Trump won Clark County by 19 points. Okay? That was in 2016. So 19 points. That's a pretty big swing there. Now we're going to go to the 2020 election. And we're going to go Clark County again. Clark County, where Springfield's at, you see we got, what is that, 23%. So Biden lost by 23%. Trump won by 23%. So it went up even more. Now you would think if Trump lied about something in that debate, and that's not true, you would think it would either stay the same, it would go down a little bit, maybe. Who knows what happened? Maybe he loses that county because he lied about it and made a bunch of problems there for them. Here goes Clark County right here. There is a 6-point shift to Republicans. You just heard it. He won by 23 points against Biden, and then he wipes Kamala by 30 points in Clark County. The only reason I'm making the point about Clark County is because just the trends, and as far as him talking to the people and relating to the citizens. I keep hearing the left say, how is it possible he could relate? He's a billionaire. He doesn't relate to regular people. Yeah, but he does though. And you keep saying he doesn't relate. He doesn't relate? How could they choose him over Kamala? How could anyone choose him over any of us? It's because he cares. It's because he talks about stuff that people are talking about. Even if it wasn't true, or that it was slightly not, just like a little, it was like that. It happened a couple times, but there's no way to prove it or anything. The president still talked about it during a debate. So anyway, I'm off topic a little bit, but still, you got to watch these trends. If you would have watched it live, you would have known. These are just the end results. Then we're going to go to Pennsylvania. Okay. Now, this county, Bucks County, constantly flips back and forth between the two, okay? Republican and Democrat. This is Joe Biden's hometown, okay? Joe Biden, we got to go to 2020 real quick. So in 2020, Biden won PA. We'll see the difference in a second. But let's see. Biden's hometown in Lackawanna County, Biden won that county by 8 points, 8.4 points. He won Lackawanna by. Okay, and if these experts were watching the trends and watching the vote come in, I know we have the end results now, but this was trending this way the whole time. Bucks County is also a flip county. It is blue during the 2020 election. Biden won Bucks County by 4.4 points. Okay, 4.4 points. He won Bucks County. During the election, if they were experts and they were watching the flip counties in these certain areas, they would have known which way this was trending. In the 2024 election, Bucks County went red. So you saw Biden carried Bucks County, a flip county, a county that flips back and forth quite regularly. He carried it by 4.4 points. And Donald Trump won Bucks County by 0.3. So I know I'm showing the end results here, but you have to understand, watching this live and looking at these key places, they focus so much on Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and the blue places, hoping they get a million votes coming from there. But you had to watch the outliers. You had to watch the counties that flip. I watched this to get into I watched Lackawanna County to get, kind of a feel for, Joe Biden's hometown. It goes strong for Joe Biden. So I wanted to see, and they were down during the election. They were not as strong as they normally are. Bucks County was going the same way, and Bucks County last time went almost 5 points to Biden. So I knew to watch Bucks County. These dudes, I don't know how they're experts, and they look at the shift. Look at that shift, 4.7 point shift to Republicans. If they were watching Pennsylvania and they were keeping an eye on this, look at that. Lackawanna, Joe Biden's hometown, almost a 6 point shift to Republicans in Lackawanna, almost a 5 point shift to Republicans in Bucks County. I don't know how they missed this data watching the election. These were like the counties that I was most interested in. I don't know how they weren't paying attention to that to get a feel on how it was going to go. Anyway, here I'll try to button it up. I'll do a more in-depth version of this in another video that's shorter and it's not buried in all this nonsense. There was one thing I forgot to mention in that little demonstration I just did for you. The fact that I've been mentioning it throughout the video that they're basing enthusiasm and things like that off of 2020 numbers. So whenever they were thinking the enthusiasm was high, they were thinking like higher than 81 million votes. As high as Obama, and he got the most votes. It was like around 70 million or whatever. So like I said, when you build an equation and start with faulty math, your equation's going to be fluffed up the entire way through. It's just like round Earth, okay? When the Earth is round, every single data point has to be exactly perfect. You move one decimal point and the entire system is broken apart. And no, I'm not a flat earther, so calm down. I'm just saying it's just an example of how important math is and having a good structure and a good foundation for the equation you're building. Because if you're building on some shaky shit like a 2020 election that made no type of sense whatsoever at all, and you're applying all of these, mitigating factors to which way you think things are trending, and then you're applying those trends and those vibes to a 2020 election that's not reality. It doesn't make sense.
Isn't it crazy if she lost the popular vote? Not saying she will. I don't think she's going to lose the popular vote. That's not going to happen. I mean, California's votes are nowhere near all the way. Like that's not going to happen.
I wonder why that would not be consistent. I know you wouldn't agree with this, but have you ever thought that maybe everything the Republicans were saying about the 2020 election being stolen might have been true all along? Could that be why she underperformed across the board compared to Biden?
Kamala is just not speaking at all, and her watch party is dissipated. Is that true? Is she really not speaking? Ooh.
Uh-oh.
That's
stinky.
Surprising. Why pull back like that? I mean, even if you're losing, why pull back? God, MSNBC is reporting Trump made double-digit gains in Manhattan. This is it. I have to admit, I am running out of there's an analytical failure here. I don't understand, to be honest with you.
I want to take this time, Vaush, to really enjoy what you just said, because you constantly call working class regular people like me and voters like me idiots and dumb and stupid and don't understand anything. What's wrong, Vaush? Why don't you understand? Where I come from, whenever something's super obvious and you don't understand what's going on, it means you're fucking stupid.
Trump is en route to the Republican HQ. Yeah, the way things are going, there's a possibility that he might not even need to steal the election. New York Times is reporting Trump is likely to win the popular vote. Really? Sexism? Well, even Hillary Clinton won the popular vote.
Sexism again. Dude, it's almost like, it's almost like whenever you're stumped and you lose and it seems like your side and your opinions aren't good and the majority of people are going in a different direction than what you want, the only thing you have left to do is just apply a whole bunch of isms to it and say how it's evil because of everyone is scared of a woman or black people or whatever excuses you got to give yourself. Dude, that's the definition of coping, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't like to just say the same things like cope and soothe and all the stuff that everyone uses to talk about you guys. But like, I mean, it's an accurate description of what you're doing, dude. Sexism? What? It's dude. We all have. Do you, dude? Even the most sexist man in the world has a mother, has possibly a daughter, grandmother. You know, what are you talking about? I would love a strong female candidate. The first female president is going to be a Republican. I hope you know that. It's going to be a Republican because only Republicans are able to come out and be genuine and act like an authentic human being. Gavin Newsom's going to give it a go in 2028, and he's pretty he's he got some swagger to him. He has a little bit. Uh, the only ticket I really fear is an articulate, strong, intelligent black woman from the Democrats. And I don't even want to say Michelle Obama because I don't really consider her that. She puts on a good show though. She puts on a good act. So it's gonna trick a lot of people and a lot of people are gonna vote for her. I don't think she wants to do it though. Either way, you got to get rid of these Obamas, dude. You got to get these Clinton. Clinton stole the primary in 2015, 2016 from Bernie, and Tom Perez was supposed to come in and fix it. I got videos up on it with Elizabeth Warren and Donna Brazile talking about how the Democrats are working for the DNC instead of the DNC working for the Democrats. And that started in the mid 2015s, in the mid 2010s, but it probably was going on well before that back with Obama as well. And these people brought in this coalition of stealing these elections. Now, I'm willing to bet weird stuff was happening before, but I bet it was always with some guardrails attached. You know, the legal way to steal an election, the legal way to do groundwork and, you know, collect ballots and, you know, do stuff like that and get into the old people homes where people are disabled and can't get out to vote, you know, that kind of thing. You know, it's this started in the 2010s. I don't want to go back into history and relitigate everything that happened before 2010. There's a time and a place for that. We can talk about it in another video. But in the 2010s, when Hillary Clinton stole the DNC and paid them off, and they rigged that primary for her, it has gone downhill ever since. It has gone downhill ever since. I'll get strikes on my channel for saying it was rigged. You can turn on. I'll bring up a video from CNN with Jake Tapper talking to Elizabeth Warren. They said it on CNN. It was rigged, and Elizabeth Warren says yes, it was rigged. So I'll get strikes. I'll get banned for saying it, but they said it on CNN. Their own party agreed and said it was rigged and banned, and it's gone downhill ever since then. The Democrats have lost their democracy on their side. They've lost their freedom to choose. You see what the Republican side did, and I say our side, but I'm not a Republican. But it's starting to look that way though, huh? It's put it this way: I'm an American first. If they change the party and they make an American First party, then yeah, American First party, then yeah, I'll be joining that party. But it would have to be headed by nothing but MAGA people, and that's it. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say is he's stupid.
This might be a greater upset than in 2016, TBH. The severe underperformance of the Democrats is insane. Honestly, yeah. Hillary Clinton winning New York by 26, but Kamala winning by 11? Like what? Like genuinely, what is happening? New Jersey plus 6? Illinois plus like what? 5, 6? What the hell? Well, I admit to some failure of analysis then, though I think I'm as surprised as a lot
What do you mean?
In 2020, I think I had about the right mind on things, you know. I'll admit this has been a substantial underperformance on Kamala Harris's part. You know, were the polls fucking correct? Well, no, apparently the polls, if anything, the polls overestimated Kamala Harris. We're seeing a rightward shift in basically every single part of the country, not even state, but county by county.
Look, Vaush, this is a favor from me to you. As an independent, unaffiliated party voter, I need to tell you something real quick. Again, you're wrong about what you're wrong about. I know technically you can say there was a rightward shift in the country. Everything moved a little bit more red because that's what the map shows. That's what you use is just the red and the blue, and just kind of think of it that way. We've been telling you, the people in the middle have been screaming since 2010 started, since the end of Barry Obama's administration, right around the time that Hillary was going to try to run. We've been telling you since 2000, early 2010s, maybe before that, you're going too far left. You have left the middle and you've gone to the left. So every single one of you left pundits that keep saying, "I can't believe this. I'm so shocked." You're terrorized. You're terrorizing your own mind with the thought of everyone's being conservative. Everyone's got a Bible, and now everyone went out and bought Bibles, and everyone's getting right wing, and it's good. It's good. Everyone's getting alternative right, alt right. It's taking over. No, that's not what's happening. You guys have gone crazy, and you took a big, gigantic sidestep to the left. And everybody that got left in the middle, the working class, regular people, they went, "Oh, what happened to the two choices? I thought there was. Don't we normally pick between the people that aren't political? People are like, don't we normally have two choices between like the Republican and the Democrat, right?" But that lady, she's not saying anything. She's not telling me, and then her ideas are like, how would that work? And how's those policies helpful to me? I don't really understand. Uh, you move to the left, and then everyone that was stuck in the middle, now you look over to the middle and go, "Oh man, everyone's moving to the right." Oh, I can't. I'm so happy this is almost over. Oh, it's almost over, guys. We're there. We're at the finish line. But it's just, how could he be so wrong and then be wrong about why you're wrong? It's like, eh.
I'm never taking you seriously again. That's fair. I think there are underlying, analytical lines you can run on, but I'm not here to supply copium. What else would a candidate have to do to turn voters away? Well, I think lesson number one that we're learning from this is that there's basically no relationship between what a candidate does, says, acts like, whatever, and their popularity. Their popularity is determined entirely by media coverage, which can be bought and sold. It doesn't really matter what they do. It matters how they're covered. That's one. For two, don't be a woman. I've been saying this my whole life. For three, economic populism sells. Populism sells. We are in an era of populism. We delayed in 2020, but we have to accept it right now, okay? We are in an era of populism. No one wants to hear well-measured arguments on, specific policies or trade deals or whatever else.
What did he just... Dude, he just told us Donald Trump won, and he just said, "Guys, it's obvious now. It doesn't matter what you say or do. It matters how the media covers you, and that can be bought and sold." Trump just had 99% negative news coverage for the last decade of his life. Women came out from the 70s saying he touched them inappropriately, suing them, taking them to kangaroo courts to get money from something that happened 50 years ago that they can't even tell the straight story about, and nobody even believes it. I'm not even going to get into that lady. She's nuts. All these people came out, all this smear stuff that he had to deal with, all the nonsense he had to deal with. You're damn right, Vaush. The media can be bought and paid for, and it was bought and paid for your candidate, and then you got fleeced. It was embarrassing, and now you're just... what? Your brain's broken. Your brain is broken from this election. You're broken. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're so wrong. You're like, this is wrong inception. This is a wrongception. This is really, really bad, dude. I did you watch this back before you posted it? I don't think I can ever do another Vaush reaction. I don't think I can ever do this again. This is going to be like a 2-hour video, dude. I can't. This is crazy how dumb he is. Who watches this guy? This dude watches people and debates people. Really? Really?
This shift is going to be studied for the rest of American political history. Like this genuinely, this is up there with like Reagan's like 84 sweep or Obama in 2008. This is like it's cataclysmic. So it wasn't the best election night. You've probably found that out by now. If you're finding out from my video, that's really rough. You've probably already seen. It's probably like omnipresent news-wise. And I'll cut these two. I love you, but I'll cut these two. I'll read every dono. Look, I'm gonna cut the bullshit. It's a really bad result. It's a bad result. It is so bad. People are going to be studying this for decades. Like I think in a lot of ways, this is actually worse than Hillary Clinton's result in 2016. I think that if you ask me right now why it went down this way, ballpark answer, misogyny, weakened rhetoric on immigration. That is to say, Democrats stopped pushing back against anti-immigrant sentiment and started kind of adopting it themselves, and a lack of economic populism. They are fighting for procedural, institutionalist rhetoric in a world that is populist. That's my just ballpark guess right now. Honest to God, the results here are insane. I'm not, ashamed to admit that my estimations of it were wrong. I think a lot of people's were. That's life. You make plans, God laughs. Your question is, what do we do next? Well, I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a rough 4 years, maybe more than 4 years. It's going to be a rough time.
Oh, thank God we made it to the end. It's over. Okay, real quick, Vaush. I'm going to try to knock this out real quick. Your 4 main points, hot take. 3 out of 4 of them were incorrect. Okay? First thing, now you said that's your first hot take. Now you reserve the right to change your opinion later once you get more data. I appreciate that. That's no problem, man. This isn't personal. I know you don't know me and you'll never see this video most likely. And I have 60 subscribers and you can roast me. All your viewers can come here and make fun of me. It's all good. I don't really care. But you're dumb. So sexism. Incorrect. If it's sexism, why did Hillary Clinton get so many votes? And then didn't Kamala get more votes than Hillary Clinton? So what? Huh? Okay. Anyway, and then you'll say, but then you'll double down and you'll go, well, that was Hillary lost because of sexism too. It's just like, okay, dude, let's just take. Why don't you fold up the goalpost, get a backpack for them, throw them on your back so you'll be mobile. Number 2, weakened rhetoric on immigration. Your rhetoric on immigration was open up the border and let everybody in and send them to swing states. That's what rhetoric? I don't weaken rhetoric on immigration. Your rhetoric or our rhetoric? I don't understand. Either way, your policy and stances on the border was dog shit, and everything you did, your actions were horrific. They're really bad. Number 3, this was the only thing that you were this is the only thing you were correct about. The low levels of economic populism. That is definitely an issue for you guys because your economics are absolutely horrific on the left. Just look at Kamala getting over $1 billion and then ending over $20 million in debt. And Trump has money left over to help pay her bills. It's just like you guys are so fiscally irresponsible. It's unbelievable. And that's why, and that brings me to my 4th point that you were incorrect on again. You're trying to explain institutional policies and things to people that don't care. They just look, money good, happy good, populism. Oh, Trump did a burn. Ha ha ha. I just like I don't explain policy and important things to me. I'm too dumb to understand. That's what you're trying to do. And the point is, dude, it's wild. It's actually wild that the populism issue that you have is on the economic side, but it's all the way across the board. Populism didn't beat you. It was the policies and the things that you're saying that people don't want to have policy explained to them. They don't want to have they only care about the populism. They don't care about the nitty gritty and the details that the liberals, the left wing comes through with such fine details on their policy that it just bores the voters, and they're too dumb to understand how elaborate our plans are. Dude, Kamala didn't tell us anything. Her plans were price fixing. I'm gonna go in and tell grocery stores that it doesn't matter what things cost, but we can fix it. Dumb. Gonna give people $25,000 or $50,000 to buy a house. Dumb. All the houses will just cost $25,000 or $50,000 more. Dumb. And other things that you were saying you're going to give people money, but then it was a tax credit, and just your policy. You had like a couple policies you talked about. You stole a couple from Trump, and you didn't talk to the American people. You refused to talk to the American people. Period. You could have went on Joe Rogan. When Donald Trump offered you 3 debates, and you said no, we'll see you in October for the one that Biden has scheduled, or whatever, September, whatever it was. It's just you didn't address the American people. You can say we're too dumb and we're too bored and we'd rather have the shiny populism thing, but you didn't explain anything to us. You explained that what you did explain was really, really not what we wanted. So that's what we went with. So out of 3 out of 4 your hot takes were just flat out wrong, dude. You're just wrong. This was a really bad. This was bad. This was really bad, dude. The guy that said there at the end, he'll never trust your opinion ever again, and you said that's fair. Yeah, it's more than fair, dude. This was bad. This was real bad. But I can't think of I just can't do it anymore, dude. This was oh my god.
I can't know how to hear any more about table.